feedback. She put it up here close.
All right,
Mayor, we like to.
is that good?
Turn him on,
Chris,
Chris. Turn
hit the
him up.
mic.
All
Is
right.
that good? We good?
Yeah.
Nearly there. Let's try check it one more time.
Okay, 10-4.
There we
Check,
go.
check.
Turn him up a little bit in the monitor. I want him to hear that he's on right here in our monitor. We got to get the dignitaries right.
Okay,
There you go. There you
it might be hard for you to
There
get
you
this
go.
dignitary right.
Well,
I mean,
you-
it's a little bit outside of what I normally do.
I bet it is. But the people over in North Alabama, actually yesterday we had some folks calling in from Canada.
Okay.
So we got people listening all over the world. So you tell them about all the great things. I know you got a lot of stuff happening. You got a bunch of city events just this weekend going on.
We do. We have. We're really proud to be able to host the NCAA National Championship for women's beach volleyball. And the majority of the folks here are from the West Coast, California. We started after the BP oil spill. We had money and we wanted to expand our reach, so we actually went with one of our business folks around here that owns the Hangout. We went to California and met with all the folks of the NCAA Beach Volleyball Association, and at that point in time, they were not an NCAA event. They were just a team sport in an amateur organization. And so we paid for them to come here and hold their amateur event here. And the hook was they didn't have enough teams that had colleges that had teams to become an NCAA sanctioned event. So we pitched to them, put your show on, let's show everybody in the Southeast what you do and how amazing it is. And we believe that that will help create interest in the Southeast to create teams. And it did, and we got to the point where it became an NCAA event, and we've hosted it every year going forward from there.
Yeah, that's great. That's what we heard. There was a lot of money down here. We thought we might go.
Well,
You thought we might get a little. No, just messing.
I'm not going to say anything inappropriate here, but I don't think that watching you on the beach would be the same as watching these young ladies play volleyball.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't believe you can jump around in that sand like that.
Well, I could. I probably couldn't even walk out there. Also, you got a lot of city. Let's see. They gave me some stuff to talk to you about, and a lot of major development stuff going on too. I think.
We have we're unlike some of our local area folks like the Florida Panhandle and even Orange Beach. We don't have any back bays. We're the beach, and then we've got the Intercoastal Waterway. And so we do not have another opportunity for people to go other than the beach. And when our beach gets messed up with storms, or people get hot and they don't have anywhere else to go and things to do, and we don't have a boating community, we started developing an Intercoastal Waterway district. So taking and improving our waterway, creating opportunities for folks to enjoy the waterway, inviting restaurants, creating marinas, doing those kind of things to create a second coast. Because there have been so many times that we've been shut down. BP oil spill shut our beaches down for a full summer, and nobody came when that happened. And we didn't have any other place for them to go other than the beach. So sometimes you just take advantage of what assets you have and do the best you can with what you've got. And kind of like you have to do it. You just have to do the best you can with what you got. That's it.
We ain't got much up here.
I wasn't really insinuating that, but if the facts be what they are, that's not my fault. So anyway, we're strongly working on that, and that's happening right away. And so a lot of exciting things of growing the community and trying to create the kind of things that our community needs, quality of life for our residents, because a lot of time I think they're ignored because the money doesn't come from them. As you well know, in the state of Alabama, our taxes are not that high. And so the city doesn't have the revenue to do the things that the citizens would like to have, like creating an amazing city school, separating from a county school system that we didn't think we were getting what we needed for our students. So we had to separate, and then we took over the expenses of making that happen, along with our newly established school board. We couldn't do that on the monies created from our residents and what they pay at the grocery store in taxes or in the property taxes we collect. So we have to enhance the tourism market to bring more folks here. Bring more folks here, you create more traffic. Create more traffic, the more problems that creates for our locals. So we're deeply involved in trying to balance that out. Balance out how much revenue do we need from tourism, and how much quality of life do we need for our residents? Because that quality of life affects both of them. The residents live here because of the quality of life. The tourists come here because of the quality of life. So all of that's important.
Man, this is a beautiful place down here. I really like what Wayne's done with this place too, man.
Wayne done a good job. Wayne asked me, well, you want to come over and do this? I said, do you want me to? He said, yeah. And I said, well, I will do it if you want me to, but only under one condition. You got to do more of this. You got to take more of the areas of the city that need improvement and do this kind of thing with it.
Well, I was talking to him yesterday. I said, what y'all need to do is just go out here and get an option on everything that's run down and start with one at a time.
Where do we sign up to vote for that?
There you go. There you go.
Well, he's capable. He's proven that, and he's a friend of the city, so that's good too.
I knew a guy that did that up in North Alabama. He went to every rundown building, got an option on it, and started one at a time, buying and he's working on it.
You listening? You listening, Wayne?
I told him, yeah, get those options, hey. It cost you $1,000 or something to get an option.
Sounds like you might have a partner here.
Doesn't it though?
No, Lord, I can't pay attention, man. We're musicians. We're broke. You don't want us to down
Well,
here.
but you enjoying life,
Enjoying the heck.
so you're richer than most.
Right. Well, that's what life's about. Enjoying
Yes,
yourself.
yes, it is.
And
Yes,
being
it is.
around good people, and Wayne's a good man, and his daughter, and all that. These musicians, you're not looking at drug musicians. There's a lot of drug musicians around. I don't drink. I've been in a nightclub business 52 years, and I don't drink. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty,
I'm not bringing
pretty
nightclub.
amazing.
You got plenty of nightclubs.
I've been a mayor for 15 years, and I do drink.
I bet you do. I got nothing wrong with drinking. I always tell them, as long as I'm saying, I'll say it all you want. Mayor, we just tell anything else you want to tell about. I noticed the big water park and all that over there, and all the development you got going as we were coming in. So it's pretty neat around here.
We're really quality of life issues for our tourists, and our residents enjoy it too. And I think the one thing that we're probably the most focused on, and you get lessons in life from tragedies. The BP oil spill was disastrous to us, and I will tell you, standing out on the beach and watching oil wash over my feet, and thinking about our world here, and then remembering stories about the Exxon Valdez and how that was many, many years ago, and the environment is dead out there, thinking that what's going to happen to us? Because everybody that lives here, everybody that visits here, the only reason the quality of life is what it is because of our environment. And we've done a terrible job. Our generation. That's mine and your generation, and the ones before us have done a terrible job of recognizing the damage that we do that is irreparable. Some of the stuff you can't fix. And so one of our bigger missions has been to create a program to educate our kids in a way to understand the damage they can do and the impact it will have on our world. And of all the things that I'm passionate about, that may be the most.
Mayor, how much did the community step up during the cleanup? And I'm sure they jumped in there and done what they could. A lot of it volunteered, didn't ask for a dime, and I'm sure it was a great program.
We had a lot of help and a lot of support and a lot of concern. I mean, our fishing fleets couldn't go fishing. Your hotels were empty. I'm going to have to say, as bad a job BP does in drilling and maintaining that, they did an amazing job of stepping up with the money and with the people that they needed, and they encouraged and invited our residents to help. So, but BP, pat them on the back, they paid the bills. They paid everybody what they owed. They made it right, where others have walked away. So of all, you talk about an amazing, unexpected recovery. And the economic monies that they were able to pay everybody and keep everybody working when they weren't. They paid you when you worked during the season. If you worked as a waitress and your restaurant was closed down, they wrote you a check every week. And they wrote for empty beds in hotels, and they wrote checks for empty condos. They did what they we cuss BP all you want to, but give them credit for doing a bad thing, but then doing the right thing to try to
correct it. You know, one of the most important things I've heard you talk about there is education. I'm glad you got the city schools and education nowadays is terrible.
Well, and not in Gulf Shores. Now we had.
No, I'm talking about around the nation.
I do agree with that. I do agree. But we were not in a great situation early on. At least we didn't think we were. We didn't think we're getting the attention we deserved, and we're not allowed to write checks that we were wanting to write to make it better. because everybody else in the county couldn't do the same thing. And it was trying to keep it balanced out in a county system that's big and diverse. It's a huge county. So our ability to separate from the county and hire the kind of people that we did. We were able to find a world-class superintendent and assistant superintendent that came in to our community and rallied our teachers and challenged our teachers. We're gonna do things different, and we're gonna make it better. And we'll help you find another job if you're not up to it. But if you're up to it and you're willing to stay with us, hang on, we're gonna go. And our teachers stepped up and jumped in line, and it has been an amazing thing to watch.
Well, an old redneck analogy of that is if you take one rotten egg and put it in a basket with a bunch of good eggs, they're gonna all go bad. So that's my opinion, what you're saying about the schools. You gotta get in and have your own school system, then you make it great.
Okay, am I gonna be okay sitting here?
Sure, as long as you don't sit there.
You missed my point.
No, what was the you're supposed to-
Rotten eggs, I'm a good egg.
No, you no.
I just didn't know if I need to be worried about sitting here.
I meant the school itself. If you're in a group of bad schools, you're gonna be a bad school.
I know that, and I got you.
You handle that.
I hung on
You're
to
rotten.
that.
You're not the rotten egg. No, I'm good. I ran for mayor one time. That was terrible.
I got a little concerned there for a minute, but I'm all right now. I'm all right now.
You the egg of all eggs. Y'all got any questions you
I
want
think
to
I
ask?
scrambled
I
there
was,
for a
I was
second.
gonna say if there's anything you want the guys to, if you've got any requests while you're here, if you want any
Do you like
specific
a particular
songs or want
song?
to say anything specific.
I'm gonna let them play. Well, I was enjoying
just-
when I came up here. I'm enjoying what they were playing, so I'm gonna let them just keep doing what they're
Yes,
doing.
sir.
I have got a state of the city address to give here shortly, and
You got to go.
I'm gonna have to hit the road and go, and so but anyway, enjoyed it.
You're welcome to sing one before you leave.
Yeah, well,
Then, yeah, that'll
well,
be on your-
I thank you.
You gotta
Thank you.
run.
Thank you for the offer. Thank you for the offer. Yeah, thank you for the offer. And but I'm gonna leave. We got professionals here,
Right over there.
so we're gonna let them have at it. So, but I appreciate the opportunity to
Thank
get
you, Mayor.
back.
It's an honor.
Okay,
Quite an honor.
good deal. Good deal.
I'm glad I didn't win. When I ran, I'm glad I didn't win.
I have Chip Howell was the mayor of Anniston at some point in time, wasn't
Yes.
That's a bad word.
he? Was he the one that beat you?
No, Chip. No, he was the one we beat. We all run against Chip to get him out. There was three of us. Two city councilmen and a nightclub owner ran. I come in. I was actually leading the pack at first, and they all got out and voted against
They
me.
got to know
They
you.
got to them churches. No, they got to the churches. No, I tell you, I wish I had that letter with me. I had a gentleman wrote me a letter. Actually, it was all over you. It's not with me, but he said the biggest mistake they ever made in Anniston not electing me mayor. He said after I got he said I was one of them that thought you was a bad guy till I met you. And he came and didn't tell me. He came to my club and watched me work at the club. Came to my restaurant, watched me work, listened to my speech. And I'm gonna tell you, you'll get a kick out of this one little speech. You know, our nightclub owners got a bad name. We're all third class.